Hey guys, alrighty, let's, where are we? Quick recap. So, I'm a singer, songwriter. I was sat at the piano sometime back in August, running through some new material for stuff I'm going to record. And after about 10 minutes, I just felt something go in my throat area. And in anybody that sings or does anything like that, as soon as you feel anything go, you want to be very protective about your voice. So I stopped singing and went to the doctors. Don't worry, it would disappear in 3 weeks because there was a kind of coughing thing going on. 3 weeks later, so I went back, a month later, then got some antibiotics and different things, didn't fix. Went back a little bit later. So that would be maybe late October was, I then got referred by my doctor to go and start seeing somebody. So you go and see somebody, here's a little look, he checks, and symptomatically, what do I have? I got a lump come up in the tongue. Well, the tongue runs to the back of your mouth. It runs to the back. We just think that that's the tongue, but the tongue actually goes in and goes down, so kind of L-shaped. It goes in the back. So on the left-hand side, as you're looking in, at the back, no, the right-hand side, my left, your right, as you look in my mouth, at the very back, just as the tongue dips down into your mouth, into your throat, at the back, on your right, my left, there's a little lump there, and as it goes down entirely on the left-hand side of my tongue, actually there's sort of lumps that go down there. So how do I feel? I feel that as something that's at the back of my throat that I can't swallow. So you're endlessly trying to shift it, like, I don't know, maybe you've wedged a bit of mushroom or something there, but it just, so you're kind of that, and the more, sometimes the more you speak, it feels a little bit like the back of your tongue inflates and you get that sort of about to throw up, gagging, not very nice, that kind of feeling. So you've got to stop for a second and have a little and kind of shake it relaxed or loose again. So that's what it feels like all the time, and there's a little pain, a sort of constant pain going on, like a cigarette burn or a pin getting stuck in you, something like that. So that's what it is. So anyway, so what to expect? So you go to the hospital, he had a little prod around and said, oh, don't like the look of that. It looks like a tumour, but it's not bleeding, there's no ulcers, there's nothing desperately dramatic, there's no blood, there's nothing, it's just the lumps that are there, and it's sore and it's annoying. Got in, so they immediately put you through for an MRI, which is down, and MRI, bloody hell. Whatever else I thought it was going to be, you think it's going to be like an X-ray, but not noisy at all. Actually, it's really noisy. It sounds, for anybody that remembers any bad old sci-fi movies where there's a whole lot of clunking and banging and noise and all that going on, it's pretty noisy in there. So it's not particularly scary. It's not anything. It's just noisy and surprisingly long. If you're in the MRI scan for like half an hour, 40 minutes. Which feels quite weird, and you get a sort of cage thing put around your head, and your head's all set up and your ears are defended, different things. Anyway, you do the MRI, a CT scan, which is chest, to see if there's anything there. So it took a little while for stuff to happen, and then when it happens, you're sort of, you get a couple of things every week. There's a couple of hospital appointments. You're in, we need to take blood, we need you to talk to this person, and you get somebody kind of explaining what's going on. So you go through the various tests and you end up with a they go in and they cut a bit out and then they do a biopsy on a thing, panendectomy, something like that, I think. And then they did. So they did that, and then they sent me a letter and explained exactly what it was. Was this the second week of kind of hospital appointments, and it's all sort of the phone rings, and it's, we need you in on Monday for. We're getting a mask because when you're doing your actual treatment because you lie on a table a bit like an MRI thing, and they want to lie really still, and then they're going to fire radiotherapy through your skin. What it does, radiotherapy, what does that do? That goes in and it kills cells. I think it kills cells that are splitting, and cancer cells are less able to repair themselves and continue, so therefore die. That's a kind of an amalgamation of exactly what happens. but that's the kind of thing. So it's going to do that, but when that does, it goes in through the side. So one of the side effects, there's lots of side effects. One of the side effects of that will be that it hits your saliva producing glands, salivary glands. It might be called that, who knows? But it hits your glands that produce saliva, so they'll be damaged. Not sort of weakened and then they all get strong again. Probably they get damaged and then they're not going to come back. So I will endlessly, forever now, need to keep sucking sweeties and drinks sips of water. But I kind of do that regularly anyway, because I don't know if you've noticed, but I can talk. So I always need to have a drink and keep that flowing and keep it smooth. So the next thing to happen on Monday is I go in, and what they do is they have a mask, because they sort of it's like a webbing, and they warm that up in water, then they put it over your face and stretch it down, and then so it's just gently warm and it spreads. It's all full of holes like a netting, and so you can endlessly breathe and do different things. But they do that, and then when that goes off, it goes quite solid. So it's very specific to you, the shape of your face and head and or wherever it's going on. Now what they do then, and then they sort of bolt that to the table so that you're not moving, because your treatment is, the radiotherapy is a sort of 20 minutes thing, so they want to be hitting exactly the same spot, and where they're doing is going to be going right in there, and that's a slight bugger for me, because it took me, this glorious piece has taken me a year, and I was reluctant. This is my first beard, and so it's not all tidied up and made hipster with curves and shapes and points, and it's never been cut and trimmed and nothing, but they're going in there, so actually they want a lot of that gone. So I'm going to have to think about I'm not throwing up, oh, he's going for the aesthetic hairy face look over getting cancer treatment. I'm not. It's just, I've got quite attached to it, and I don't want to shave the whole thing off when I go, no, you just needed to clean a bit up there. So I'll come back to that later. Okay, so the moment of truth, right? It's medical, it's cancer, it's a tumour. Stop fanning around, just get rid of it and let them get on with everything. At the same time, anybody that's watched the show will know I'm synonymous with my beard. So where they're going to be, think about it. So it's the target in the tongue. The thing comes on, and then they're going to blast in from both sides. So follow your tongue back. The tongue goes back to, say, here. If you can see that come, so back to there and then down. So you're sort of there, up and down here. So that would, let's imagine that's that. This is when I think would probably be a good idea to get to a barber, so that by the time it's done, it doesn't look like a dog's dinner, which it might end up. If I can hang on to as much of the beard as possible, then why would I not do that? So I'm just exploring how much I should let go and how much to totally let go. I'm not daft enough to imagine that there won't be some conversation tomorrow. I thought it was all going to be gone. We don't know until we get there. So I think I'll take away that which I think is the area that they want gone. Look at that. Look at it. I'm really attached to that. Oh. I just want to get to that Michael Stipe. Eh? All right. No. I'm not going straight to scalp first. I'm gonna do it in stages. Oh my God. The fear's creeping in. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. I mean, they want, like, it's fitting this, it's fitting that, it's fitting the basket, the mask thing, it's fitting that over me, so they want it to be as close as possible. Oh no, alopecia! Oh dear. It's a look, isn't it? I think I'm going with the, if I'm going to have some headshots for portfolio and that kind of stuff, I think, yeah, I think I with my shiny comb in the pocket, I think I look like a barber from the Wild West, yeah. Although, somebody that clearly can't shave on account of the fuzz around my neck. I mean, I could go there tomorrow and they say get rid of more, but I think for now, I'm going to wrestle with this for another few hours, and all through the night I'm going to think I should just have kept going and took the whole thing off. So I think that, you know, from there to there is where they're going to be zapping. So it's just about how they fit this cage thing over your face. Well, where were we? Right, I had sort of, as you've previously seen, worked out that, well, my tongue is there and then it goes down there, and so they'll be aiming there. And sort of, so I did a preliminary, is it okay if I do that, and can I keep the beard? For which I heard, no. Everything has to go. The machine actually starts here and comes up over your head and goes to the other side. So everything gets zapped. And when they make the cage thing that goes around you, that's so that one, it's very close fitting. And so when you're getting radiotherapy, all your hair can fall out. What I don't want is any kind of gaps, because that's going to take up a bit of, even if you push it, the cage thing, when it settles, if that falls out, it gives you a little bit of wriggle room. And they don't want any of that. So long answer short, everything's got to go back to the wood. So that's what we're going to do, and that's what this is. So, oh no. Wow. I'm liking that. That's like a cannonball went through it. Now I just look like an untidy French guy. Sorry, French guys, but I should be selling onions. Does anybody remember this face?
It's been a while.
It's been a while, isn't it? That's a year of cover up. I wonder who walks past me. Well, that's the end of that. My helmet's going to fit. My helmet will fit much better, and when I close down the visor I won't have all this stuff down there. I don't look like a wood gnome. All my little wood gnome friends are going to disappear back into the wood. Wow. I have to dig out a razor and tidy everything up because I've not shaved at least a year and a bit maybe. Yeah. So there you go. That's the new look. Don't forget, do let me know what you make of the new look in the comments box. I'll be sure to read the good ones.